Hey, Biz, Rick Bonnell. JB has talked the last 2 days about how he really wants to get away from constantly running highly scripted plays.
Right.
Talks about how he'd like to be much more of a concept read and react kind of offense compared to the way y'all were last season. I'm just curious. And I mean, obviously you've played for a lot of different coaches.
Yeah.
How much of a departure is that from the way you guys functioned offensively last season?
It's a big difference, but I think it's fun because we just get to run, get the ball out of bounds and go, and then figure out. And we're all trying to continue to learn this new way of playing. But it's fun because all the guys, they're athletic. Everybody can get up and down. So finding a way to get the ball out of bounds as quick as possible, being able to run, I think that'll be able to help us making those early reads. But overall, I think we're all transitioning into this new way the coach want to play, and it's exciting. I think little by little we can continue to build on that and see where that's going to lead us.
Mike Jaminski used to say that the misconception about, like passing game as opposed to plays, he said it is much more intellectually demanding to run passing game than to run plays. He said, scripts you just follow. Is it mentally challenging to size up a defense and have every action based on what you see as opposed to, scripted plays?
Well, I think the coach is just trying to get us to make those quick decisions. You either pass the ball, you either shoot the ball, or you either drive the ball. And I think that's what he's trying to get us to do. And once we can all understand that, and I'm sure at some point we'll go back to, scripted offense and stuff like that. We're going to need it. But I think for right now, early in the season, it's good to learn how to make these quick decisions. So when the scripts happen, then we'll be ready and set for it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Let's go to Danny Thompson, then Sam Perley.
Biz, Danny Thompson with the three-point conversion. In a lot of places you played in, you've been kind of a leader, whether it be quiet or vocal. And now with Charlotte bringing in two guys, younger bigs, what are you teaching them in the first week, or have they come to you for advice or how to do things so far?
All of our young guys always come to me. I think not just this year, in the past years, including last year, they always come to me. So the number one advice you give to a rookie coming into the league, which was given to me, was to be the hardest worker and always be a student of the game. You always want to learn. There's no such a thing as asking, excuse my language, a stupid question. All questions are valuable questions, and you're never wrong for asking a question. So they're all very good students. They're all very hard worker. You could see that from the get-go. And as we continue to help them, I think we have a good group of guys, and this has to be, and it's going to be a fun year for all of us. And I look forward to that.
And you've played with a number of really, really good point guards. You've played with Kemba Walker. You played with Kyle Lowry. So far, it's only been a week. What do you think about LaMelo Ball in comparison to the guys that you played with?
I think it is a great number one. Is a great kid. He's a fun kid to be around. He's a very, very good listener. He's athletic, which is good. And he helps us run a lot of up and down basketball, which is kind of the system that the coach wants us to play right now. But overall, I think he's going to be a great player. It's just a matter of time. Obviously, we have the right coaches, the right player development coaches in place to help him achieve those goals, and we're all here to help him do so. By the end of the day, it's going to be up to him to come in every day, dedicate his time into improving his body and the rest of the stuff. But he's a great kid, he's a great listener, great competitor, and I love him. I enjoy competing with him.
Thanks, Biz.
Let's go to Sam and then wrap up with Rod.
Hey, Biz. Hope you're doing well. I just have kind of a follow-up question. I think this summer you did an article with Forbes that talked a lot about your diet and how you've reshaped it in the last couple of years with just the stuff you were eating and things like that. And I was wondering how it has changed for maybe the off season, how it changes going into the season, whether you can keep the same track and schedule of things you're eating at certain times and things like that.
In season, I think I'm able to keep the same track for lunch just because of the practice. By the time we finish practice, it'll be like 1:30. Be able to get home around 1:30 or 2 o'clock. That includes game days as well. But I think after a game, that's where it become a little tricky because now you got to find a meal that's not going to take a while to digest so you could go to sleep and get some rest. So that's kind of what my chef and I were playing back and forth, seeing what ingredient worked better. I think we've been trying a lot of things in the off season, and the time that I ate in the off season is different than in the season. So sometimes we try to eat late because of the in-season time that we're going to be finishing games, and just trying to see how my system is reacting to it. But overall, we've been a step ahead of the game. By making sure that when we start the season, everything will be all set. So, especially now, it's also preseason, so we get to try little things here and there.
And just
It's fun.
And just a quick follow-up, when you say we, that's your personal chef. And have there been any guys on the team that have come to you advice for eating habits? I know a lot of your diet is largely fruits and vegetables now. Is anybody kind of...
Well, a few guys have. I'm not going to say no name, man. We're trying to reshape some of our few guys' way of eating. But, yeah, they have come to me curious about the diet, how it has changed. I don't lose weight. I don't gain weight. I have the same weight. If I lose anything, it's my body fat and it gets stronger. So we're kind of trying to help them with that. But it's a process. They're still young. So am I. But somebody teach me and I'm going to teach them.
Thank you.
Hey, Biz. Rob Boone here. Just two questions. First one is, with LaMelo, a lot of the guys have been just giving a lot of praise about him so far. Coaches talked about his playmaking ability. Devontae mentioned he asked a lot of questions out there. Just wondering, what have you seen from LaMelo the first 2 weeks or so he's been out there with you guys?
What have I seen?
Yes, what have you seen from him?
Are you looking for something negative?
No, not at all. You know me better than that, man.
No, I'm playing with you, man. Nah, he's a funny kid, though. That's the first thing I noticed about him. He's a funny kid. I think he blends in with a crowd, you know. I think you can put him anywhere he blends in. He has a good personality, and I like that about him. So I think those were the first thing other than the basketball stuff.
And the other thing is, you've obviously been around for a while. I'm just wondering, from your perspective, what is the buzz around the team this year? Do you feel different buzz from the fans, people in the city about just the season and what they just want to see from you guys this year?
I mean, expectation is to make the playoff, man, to be honest. It's not even anything to do with the buzz. I think personally we all have to have that expectation. It's a new year. We all have the opportunity to be here. We wish we could have gone to the bubble. That could have given us a chance to make the playoff, whatnot. We're one game away from that. So you learn from that, and going into a new season, you prepare yourself knowing that you have to go into the season with the mentality of making a playoff, if not winning a playoff series. So I look forward to that. I think the COVID summertime was a challenging time for everybody. So we got to learn a lot. We got to get better. I think now it's time to get out there and make it happen.